Hi, today's market is anything but normal in real estate. It's no surprise, and everybody's aware of that. If you haven't lived under a rock in the last 2 years, you know it's not a normal market. So today I want to go over some points on why that's the case. Why that's the case. So Luis Carlos Perez with Center Real Estate. Don't forget to subscribe, like my video if you like this information. You want to know more about real estate. Stay on top of the news. Make sure you like this video. But 5 reasons why. I mean, why this is not a normal real estate market. For one, is mortgage rates are at a historically low rate, and rates had been going down a little bit, creeping up somewhat in the last few years. But in the last year, the last 18 months or more, it's been a very, very low. It's historically low, never seen before, and people think it's not going to be seen like that again. Like people complain in my market, and pricing, like, hey, we're getting a 3.5 interest rate because they may creeped up a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, but they see it as a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I know people maybe got something lower at some point, especially during the lockdown, during the pandemic, rates were really low. But if you look at that, like in the 70s, interest rates were about 8.8%. I mean, that's insane. In early 2000s, we're looking at 6 point something interest rate. So having a 3.5 is an amazing interest rate. It's still historically low, and that has pulled a lot of people into the market. A lot of people's affordability went up. If you have a lower interest rate, you can buy more house. So that's what we've seen, and that's one of the reasons why the market's crazy. A lot of people are just looking at that interest rate, which is one. I like to tell people, interest rate is not the most important thing, but that's how, as consumers, we're trained to look at. Oh, interest rate 0% for so many months on credit cards. You know, that's what we are trained to look at. But it's not the biggest point when purchasing a home. But it is one of the reasons why a lot of people came out into the market and decided to make a jump and take advantage of low rates, and that rose the competition. Second thing is we're not in a normal market. Is home price appreciation. I mean, really the standard like home appreciation in market sometimes is stagnant, sometimes it goes up a little bit, sometimes it goes down, but it had been pretty much about 4%, 4.5%. That's what we've seen. And last year, according to the National Association of Realtors, we're in the upwards of 14% appreciation in some markets. That is insane. I like to give you this example. I had a client, they purchased a home in a year before the lockdown, before the pandemic, before anything happened. They purchased a home, $200,000 home, right? Really nice home, nothing crazy. And they did very little work. They did some work to the house, very little, just things, making it your own. And a year later, better opportunity, I have to move. Guess what? Now this house was sold for about $50,000 more than they purchased it. That's a huge increase. So the 14% the National Association of Realtors comes up with is more of a like an average nationally, but it could be higher in some markets, it could be a little lower in some markets. But that is one of the things now people are saying, hey, well, let's put our house on the market, or let's wait till we have it goes up higher. And you're trying to play the market. If you're trying to play the market, if you're an investor, great. If you're not an investor, if it's your primary residence, don't play the market. Make the move whenever you're ready. It's the best time to sell a house is when you need to sell a house. The best time to buy a house is when you need to buy a house. Doesn't matter what the pricing is saying. Doesn't matter what the interest rates are saying. It's about when you need first, right? So, but it did create something a little crazy in the market and not making it not normal. Month supply and inventory. So the inventory, traditionally a house, like average for years and years past it, the average sales price on a home is about 6 months, right? If it's a nice home priced well, usually sells for a lot less time, even in different markets. When there's more inventory, more options for buyers, it just takes a little longer to make decisions. So now the national average is about 2 months, 2.5 months of inventory. Now that's counting some homes taking longer to sell, and some homes taking a lot less to sell, less time to sell. For example, like we're sitting in the market for an hour, 2 hours, and people were getting offers and they were getting sold. And you saw, if you have social media, if you follow any real estate agent in the country, you saw a post like, hey, sold in a day, sold in 2 days, sold in 3 days. So I mean, in reality, I'll be honest with you, as a realtor, it looks good on your stats, it looks good on your marketing, but we're really doing a lot more to get it sold that quick. It's just what the market was doing. So that seems to be slowing down a little bit more, but that's something it was really uncommon for somebody. That's why it was marketed so much, because it's uncommon for somebody to sell a house in a matter of days or not a matter of hours. and that's why the market's not normal, right? And then so days to sell a home, like the average was like I said, about 35 days for the average days to sell a house, right? When it was a lot longer. That is what is causing one of the reasons that the market is considered not normal, because it's usually not that quickly that homes sell, right? And another thing that makes this market not normal is the number of offers per listing. Like in 2019, the average number of offers per listing were about 2.9, okay? And in the last 18 months, it's been about 4.5 to 5 offers average. Now, personally, I've seen homes that have been, like a lot of my listings were going 10 offers. If you didn't get 10 offers, you felt like, what did we do wrong, or what are we doing? I mean, the house is still selling, but that's the market we were in. I've heard of stories when I submitted offers, sometimes clients, the other agents say, hey, we got 34 offers. That's the most I've heard of in our market in El Paso, Texas. There's an article in the newspaper that said about 30 plus offers as well. So it's not like the norm. It's not normal for people to get that. There's usually traditionally a bidding war between maybe 2 or 3 buyers on a hot listing. But when you have 10, 20 offers, that is definitely not a normal market. So those are my points on why this is not a normal market. This is why it's very different than other times. And it looks like the market is stabilizing now. It's the end of 2021. The market seems to be stabilizing quite a bit. There's still multiple offers. Homes are still selling very fast, but there's a little bit more inventory. There's a little bit more lax. Interest rates might start creeping up. So all the things that we just talked about are kind of normalizing. If you've been thinking about buying, you've been thinking about selling, don't wait. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're an investor, go stipulate whatever's going to happen. That's your business. You could wait. You probably have capital to do that. If you're a home buyer, you want to move into a house for you and your family, you need to sell a house that you and your family live in. Don't try to play the market. Make the move whenever it's best for you. You don't want to be in a bad situation. So if the market's going, do it now. There's times that homes don't sell and nobody's buying, nobody's financing. That's happened in the past. So try to avoid that and make the move when it's right for you. So again, make sure you like my video. Check out the next video coming up and have a great day.